Kenny, a couple of tough games at home for the Pirates this weekend. Kind of a polar opposite situation. Started really well against Lewis and Clark on Friday, but couldn't hold the lead. And then on Saturday against Pacific, started a little slow, but played really well in the second half and got back into the game. What were your takeaways from what you saw from the team this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of silver linings, but winning the second half on Saturday was definitely a positive. I think Saturday's performance as far as rebounding mentally from a tough one on Friday night was something good to see from the group. Kind of trying to have a short memory selectively and just knowing the things that we did not do well Friday in that second half, fourth quarter, and a couple of the overtime situations, but able to deliver some execution things on Saturday and just putting forth a good defensive performance against a really solid opponent in Pacific, and then just still trying to shore up some things that have kind of shot us in the foot a little bit as far as turnovers and things like that with some execution and some mental lapses. But kind of like you said, it's having the group understand that we're the team that played the second half on Saturday and trying to remember that we are that team that had that first half against LC on Friday, as well as trying to combine those together for a solid 40 minutes is something that we're still chasing. And as a staff, we're still remaining extremely confident about what we're capable to do in this conference, because we've shown it against multiple opponents and multiple stretches of games. So it's like putting those things together is going to be a big positive for our group, just waiting for the results to turn our way.
Those results haven't quite panned out yet the way you want them to, but Olivia Mayer's having a special year individually for this team. Just talk about the contributions she's made offensively, defensively, rebounding all over the floor.
Yeah, the defensive thing for her is really just like an engagement and focus, and trying to understand for her that her game needs to be all the way up and down the court, but understanding that her effort on both sides of the ball cannot be reliant on one another. You can't just play defense when you're scoring, and you can't just try to play well on offense when you're doing well on defense. So having her put together a full floor game has been really impactful for us. Having her have a really full preseason and having her in great shape has allowed for those contributions to play more extended minutes. She's somebody where you want her out there for all 40 if you can, but trying to give little breaks here and there. But I'd say something that her efforts and contributions are felt more when she's not on the floor, because she does do so much for us. So even still, she having had the time off that she did with injuries in her past is something where she's still knocking some rust off here and there and getting back to totally what she can be. So it's nice to you have that piece to try to build off of and build around for the rest of the team.
You're going to need that on Tuesday when you play at defending conference champion Whitman, and then on Saturday against George Fox at home. Talk about those two opponents and the challenges each represent.
Obviously this is my first year on this side of the conference, but it's like no surprise that these were two teams that are national caliber programs that have been at the top of this conference since I've been up here in Spokane the last 10 years. So I know what these two games are gonna look like for us. They're teams that have had their struggles here and there, but that doesn't really mean much when you get into conference play. Everybody, you're going to get their best shot, no matter if you're the second team in conference or you're seventh. Everybody's looking to beat everybody. So it's something where you just have to be really disciplined and sound against really well coached teams.